Good morning. Today is Mosiah Chapter 21. And in this chapter, it's basically the humbling of the people of Limhi. So, the Lamanites say, okay, we're not going to kill you, but we're going to set guards around your place. And even though our king has made a covenant with you, we're going to do all we can to make your lives horrible. So they're not killing them, but they're beating them, and they're basically treating them like animals. So the people get upset. And they get so upset that they plead to Limhi saying, please let us go to war. Let us defend ourselves. Let's kick some trash. And Limhi says, you really don't want to do that? And they said, yeah, we do. And he goes, okay, fine, go to war. So they go to war, and they're beaten, and their men die. And then they come back, and they all mourn the loss of the people, and they get stirred up to anger, and they're like, let's go to war again. So they go again, and they're beaten. And they come back, and they mourn the loss, and they get all worked up, and they go, okay, we're going to go again. So they go a third time, and this time they're beaten again, but when they come back, they decide to humble themselves. And it says, they did humble themselves even in the depths of humility, and they did cry mightily to God. Yea, even all the day long did they cry unto their God, that he would deliver them out of their afflictions. So, and then the rest of the chapter basically catches us up to the point when Ammon comes to deliver them. So, the flashback's over. And there was one piece in this section about humbling themselves that I really liked. And, anyways, it goes, they finally humble themselves to the point that the seeds of deliverance are sown, whereby they are ultimately delivered by the Lord out of the hands of their enemies. What are those seeds? Even before they are buried in the depths of humility and petition their Lord for deliverance, Ammon and his group is already en route, seeking to discover them. Thus, the principle enunciated by Isaiah long before is again substantiated. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. And so this little bit I really like, because I never thought of it that way before. Like, even before they asked for deliverance, Ammon was on his way. Ammon and his group, their means of deliverance was already on their way. So, like, even though it's like, the Lord is slow to hear your cries because of your iniquities, he is quick to deliver you. You may not see it's quick, but, you know, they were in bondage for a while. You know, he was like, okay, you guys were bad. You gotta take the consequences. But he did lighten their burdens by softening the hearts of the Lamanites, and then he sent Ammon. He was sent out before they even prayed, you know. So it's like, before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. And so that's a comforting thought to think about when you're saying your prayers of deliverance, that he's hearing you, and he's already sent your deliverance. He's already sent the means whereby you are to be uplifted. I really liked that. I really liked that a lot. And here's the part about the Lord was slow to hear their cries because of their iniquities. Nevertheless, the Lord did hear their cries and began to soften the hearts of the Lamanites. And in this section, oh, goodness gracious, it says, how can we be delivered out of our afflictions? In life, we sometimes are casual in our relationship with God and in our prayers of thanksgiving. We do as we wish until the afflictions and needs are to are so severe that we feel overwhelmed, and then we call upon the Lord for help. Because of our iniquity and lack of faith, the Lord is slow to hear our cries. It is vital to remember that blessings are given according to our faith, diligence, and patience as we receive the word and give heed to it. It is important to do all we can to succeed rather than just ask the Lord and expect that He will deliver us and do all the work. That little bit I put in my scriptures. It's like, yeah, you've got to, if you want a blessing, if you want deliverance, in the good times, you've got to live up to the line. You know, it's like you can't just be casual all the time, and then a hard time comes, and then you're like, oh my goodness, Heavenly Father, please deliver me. Please deliver me. And then expect it to just happen, you know. Anyways. And then it says, the Lord did hear their cries and soften the hearts of the Lamanites. The Lord would deliver them from their oppressors in His own due time. But for now, they pay the price of their iniquities. And that's just something we all need to learn, you know. There are consequences, and we all need to pay the price. Anyways, and then it goes on. Talking about how they decided to enter into a covenant with God to obey His words and keep His commandments. And people want to be baptized, but there's nobody in the land who has the authority. So we got to wait for Alma for that little bit. So next is chapter 22, and it's the deliverance of the people. They escape. Spoiler alert. All right, that's all I got.